York Regional Police are investigating after a man was found dead by a side road in Markham. Emergency crews brought him to the Toronto Trauma Centre and declared him dead. Police do not know what caused his injuries. They believe a weapon was involved. Police are now looking for anybody who was in the area of Old Kentucky Road and Steeles Avenue around 5 a.m. They have also been looking at surveillance footage of the area. Toronto police removed a dead body from the water at Scarborough Bluffs Park. A person spotted the floating body around 9:20 a.m. and the Toronto Police Marine Unit recovered it soon after. The age and gender of the body has not yet been released. The investigation is ongoing and anyone with information is asked to contact police. Toronto Police's Homicide Division are investigating the beating death of American Julian Jones. Jones was kicked and punched to death outside of Blind Tiger on College Street. He was a volunteer at church and is described by his family as hardworking. He came to Toronto for a bachelor party. The beating occurred around 2:20 a.m. and Detective Rob North called it an unprovoked assault. A new post-media poll has revealed what Ontarians think of the three major political parties. The most popular party is Andrea Horwath's NDP at 59%, Patrick Brown's Progressive Conservative Party at 36%, and Kathleen Wynne's Liberal Party at only 19%. The overarching theme of their disapproval with Wynne was her Liberals privatizing Hydro One and cancelling renewable energy projects. Now Charnel has your Biz Tech news.
Thanks, Daniel. Canadian auto workers have ratified a new deal with Ford Motor Company. 58% of unionized employees voted in favor of the 4-year contract. The agreement includes bonuses and wage increases for employees and will see Ford invest more than $700 million in their Canadian operations, including plants in Windsor, Oakville, and Brampton. According to the Toronto Star, automotive expert Tony Feria cautioned that investments don't create new jobs or new facilities. Tesco customers better check their bank accounts. The British bank has halted online payments following a hack which saw more than 20,000 customers lose hundreds of pounds from their bank accounts. Around 40,000 accounts have seen suspicious transactions over the weekend, with about more than half having money taken from their account. A criminal investigation has been launched, and CEO Benny Higgins says that he is hopeful that customers will be refunded within 24 hours, according to BBC. Microsoft has unveiled its new communication software dubbed Microsoft Teams. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella has described the app as a chat-based workspace which facilitates real-time collaboration. The program was launched as a direct competitor to Slack, a web-based software that allows users to communicate directly as an alternative to email. According to CNET, Microsoft isn't reinventing the wheel, but the company is taking advantage of its existing platforms like Office and Skype to make the group chat a multifaceted experience. Edmontonians are using the online world to raise money. Players gathered at West Edmonton Mall for a 24-hour marathon of non-stop gaming. Nearly 250 players participated in the annual Extra Life Gaming Marathon to raise money for charity. The group raised $83,000 for the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation. It's one day before we know the new president of the United States, and Uber, Lyft, and Zipcar are offering Election Day promotions for their American consumers. Lyft users in several U.S. cities are set to receive a 45% discount on one ride between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. Zipcar is also offering free rentals tomorrow between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. to consumers in all markets. Instead of a discount, the Uber app will arrange rides directly to the nearest polling station. Canadian scientist Arturo Sanchez is worried about effects of climate change on tropical dry forests. Sanchez has been invited to the United Nations-sponsored climate change meeting in Marrakech, Morocco, to speak about the most endangered ecosystem in the tropics. Only 40% of the original dry forests remain in Central America, according to Sanchez. The soil in some of these forests is the most fertile in the region, but climate change-induced droughts have caused shorter growing seasons and water shortages. Sanchez says Canadians need to start taking leadership on climate change issues. That's your business and tech news for this Monday. I'm Charnel Anderson. Now here's to Victoria for weather.
Thanks, Charnel. This week greets us with a warm, sunny day. It's 10 degrees right now in Toronto, and we're expecting the high of 14. No showers or strong winds today, so go for a walk and enjoy one of the last warm days. Tomorrow we'll also have a high of 14, but it will be a cloudy one with a chance of showers towards the evening. Weekends are going to be chilly, so make sure to bundle up to go out and witness a once-in-a-lifetime supermoon. The Beaver Moon, largest since 1948, is expected to occur on Sunday's night. supermoons usually look 30% brighter than other full moons, so make sure not to miss out on that beautiful view. And now let's get back to the studio for your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow we'll have a rainy one with 70% chance of rain throughout the day and the highest temperature of 14. It'll get colder by Wednesday with a high of 9 feeling like 6. Thursday will be mainly sunny with a high of 13 degrees feeling like 11. The chilliest and cloudiest days of the week are going to be Friday and Saturday. On Friday, we'll get a high of 8 feeling like 4, and on Saturday, a high of 6 feeling like 2. That's all for weather, and now let's get back to Danielle for more of today's news.
Thanks, Victoria. South Carolina is dealing with a serial killer. Todd Klokep, a 45-year-old real estate agent, was arrested after police found a woman being held against her will on his property. 2 bodies have now been found on his property, and he may be responsible for 5 more additional homicides, police say. Of the 2 bodies found, one was the boyfriend of the woman held captive. Oklahoma is reeling after being hit by a 5.0 earthquake. The earthquake centered around several oil hubs, and there are fears it could have damaged their infrastructure. Damage has been felt in the town of Cushing. Cushing City Manager Steve Spears says injuries were reported and that certain buildings may be unsafe, including an assisted living center. Plans are underway to liberate the Syrian city of Raqqa from Daesh. The Syrian Domestic Front says it will go in and be supported by U.S. airstrikes. Liberating Raqqa will include the use of Kurdish fighters who are supported by the U.S. but considered a terror group by U.S. ally Turkey. The Turkish army has sparred with Kurdish forces in the past. China has barred 2 newly elected officials in Hong Kong from taking office. The 2 officials strayed from the inauguration script by using a derogatory term for the Chinese and also displaying the words "Hong Kong is not China." A redo was scheduled, but a special administrator picked by Beijing stopped them from taking office at all. Now here's Alexa with your entertainment news.
Thanks, Daniel. Here's what's making entertainment news today. Pop star Justin Bieber cleans up at the EMAs Sunday, winning 3 awards. Bieber came out ahead of Lady Gaga and is the biggest winner from Sunday, grabbing the most fans, Best Canadian Act, and Best Song awards. Other winners include Beyoncé, Calvin Harris, and Toronto's Drake. Bieber tweeted out to his fans, "Thank you for always being there." The pop star also performed his best song, Sorry, at a pub in Toronto Friday night. Bieber walked into the 5th Avenue Pub House to watch the Raptors game and surprised pubgoers by stepping up to the piano to sing a few songs.
In my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me.
Halifax's Rhea May won 5 awards at the Music Nova Scotia Awards on Sunday. According to CBC, the singer-songwriter took home Recording of the Year, Music Video of the Year, SoCan Songwriter of the Year, and Pop Recording of the Year. Another big winner was Enfield's hip-hop artist Classified. Classified received 3 awards, including Producer of the Year, Hip-Hop Recording of the Year, and SoCan Songwriter of the Year. Classified and Ray have worked together, most notably for their hit Close Off, which was nominated for a Juno earlier this year. Doctor Strange comes out on top at the box office this weekend. Doctor Strange pulled out ahead of the animated film Trolls and made an estimated $84 million. The film's success comes as a surprise since the box office has recently been going through a slump. Both Trolls and Doctor Strange outdid Mel Gibson's new movie Hacksaw Ridge. Kid Cudi makes his first appearance after getting out of rehab at Complex Con last Saturday. Cudi addressed his Twitter rant that supposedly called out Drake and Kanye and was center stage when he told the audience that he now has nothing but positive vibes to spread. Cudi has recently been dealing with depression and mental health issues. SNL's Kate McKinnon and Alec Baldwin broke out of their presidential candidate characters to promote a serious message about voting. This is the last time McKinnon and Baldwin will appear on SNL before the election takes place tomorrow night. "None of this will have mattered if you don't vote," said Baldwin, encouraging Americans to get out and vote. SNL will be hosting an election special tonight featuring previous political skits that aired during the campaign. In other SNL news, longtime fan Bill Murray appeared with Chicago Cubs to celebrate their World Series win. Former SNL cast member was joined by the Cubs' Anthony Rizzo, David Ross, and Dexter Fowler to sing the anthem, "Go Cubs Go." The Cubs made history with their recent World Series win, ending their 108-year drought. That's all for entertainment news today. Now to Nelson Santo with sports.
Thanks, Alexa. It was an historic weekend for local soccer fans as Toronto FC has kicked through to the Eastern Conference Finals. Toronto FC defeated New York City FC 5-0 last night at Yankee Stadium in New York. Sebastian Giovinco scored 3 goals, with Altidore and Osorio scoring 1 goal each. Toronto won the 2-game series 7-0 on aggregate. For the first time in team history, Toronto FC reaches a conference final. There will be an all-Canadian final for the first time in MLS as Toronto FC faces Montreal. This means that for the first time in MLS history, there will also be one Canadian team in the final later in December. The first game of the 2-game series on November 22nd at Saputo Stadium in Montreal. Toronto Raptors lose to the Sacramento Kings 96-91 at the Air Canada Centre last night. DeMar DeRozan wasn't able to continue his hot streak of 30 points per game, but still put up 23 points. The Raptors were playing without Jonas Valanciunas as he was out with an injury. Former Raptor Rudy Gay led the Kings with 23 points, and DeMarcus Cousins added 22 points and 14 rebounds. The next game for the Toronto Raptors is on Wednesday, November 8 against the Oklahoma City Thunder in Chesapeake Energy Arena in Oklahoma. The Humber Hawks women rugby sevens team has made history. They are the first to win the OCAA Rugby Sevens Championships. They entered the playoffs with a 14-2 record in the regular season and were the team to beat. The Hawks played the Seneca Sting in the semifinals and came out with a dominating 52-0 win, which put them through to the finals. The Hawks then played Conestoga Condors in the final and came out with a victory of 50-0. The Hawks outscored their opponents 102-0 in both games and came out with the gold medal as they intended to. The undefeated Humber Hawks men's soccer team is looking to defend their championship this week in a tournament hosted by Keyeno College in Fort McMurray, Alberta. Humber has a perfect 13-0 record going into the Canadian Collegiate Athletic Association National Championship, and with multiple players winning an incredible 14 individual awards. The tournament takes place from November 9th to November 12th. The Hawks play their first game on Wednesday at 10 a.m. against the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology Trojans at the new SMS Equipment Stadium. Switching to the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are having records broken by their 2 superb rookies. Dak Prescott has surpassed Troy Aikman for the most touchdown passes by a rookie. The record was set at 10 TDs in 11 games, and Prescott already has 12 touchdown passes in 8 games. He was also the first rookie to have multiple 3 touchdown passes in a game in the same season. In the meantime, Ezekiel Elliott broke the Cowboys rookie rushing touchdown record previously held by Emmitt Smith and Julius Jones at 8 rushing touchdowns. Elliott has 9 touchdowns in 8 games. The Cowboys are standing in the NFC at 7 wins and 1 loss, mostly due to these 2 players. 20-year-old Gurmai Gebreselassie from Eritrea won a New York Marathon on his debut with a time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 51 seconds this weekend. He beat Lucas Rotich from Kenya by 62 seconds. For the women's field, Mary Kettany won with a time of 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 26 seconds. She is the first woman to win 3 straight titles since Greet Waits won 5 consecutive titles. The American Tatiana McFadden won the women's wheelchair race, while Marcel Hug of Switzerland took home the men's field. That's all from sports. Back to Daniel in the newsroom.
Thanks, Nelson. Former United States Attorney General Janet Reno has died. Reno presided over Waco, Texas raids on the Branch Davidian compound and Bill Clinton's sexual escapades. She was known for her blunt nature and thoughtful deliberation. After leaving Washington, she ran for governor of Florida but lost the Democratic primary. She died at 79 years old. America goes to the polls tomorrow for the hotly contested presidential race. Nate Silver's 538.com projects a Hillary Clinton victory. Clinton campaigned today in Pittsburgh, a key city in a swing state. She'll go to Pennsylvania tonight to campaign with her husband, Bill. Donald Trump has been bouncing around the country. He's been in Florida, North Carolina, and New Hampshire. Make sure you check out Skedline's coverage of the election tomorrow.